Hello, my name is Adrian Vale, and I'm 58 years old. I've spent the better part of 3 decades walking through places most people only see in photographs. Deserts, mountain passes, forgotten villages where time moves differently. And in all that walking, I've learned something strange. We've been thinking about life backwards. We're told, from the moment we can understand language, that life is about getting somewhere. Finish school, get the job, find the partner, reach enlightenment, achieve happiness. As if happiness were a destination, a place you could pin on a map and drive toward with enough determination and fuel. But what if I told you that you're not the racer on the track? What if you're not even the car? What if you are the road itself? This isn't a metaphor designed to comfort you. It's not a pretty saying to put on a coffee mug. It's a fundamental shift in how we understand what it means to exist. And once you see it, really see it, you can't unsee it. Today, I want to talk about the illusion of the finish line, about rivers and oceans, about how we've confused movement with progress and progress with meaning. So walk with me for a while. We have time. Think about the last time you felt truly satisfied. Not pleased, not distracted, not entertained, but satisfied. That deep sense that you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do. For most of us, those moments are rare, vanishingly rare. And when we examine why, we find something troubling. We've been living as if we're perpetually late for something. There's this race we've all entered without realizing it. Nobody remembers signing up. Nobody can quite describe what the prize is. But we're running nonetheless, and we're terrified of falling behind. I remember years ago sitting in a cafe in Prague. I was 43. I'd just published my second book, which had done moderately well. I should have felt accomplished. Instead, I felt this gnawing anxiety, because there were people younger than me who'd published more books, better books, people who'd made it in ways I hadn't. I was sitting there, drinking coffee that cost more than some people in that city made in an hour, in one of the most beautiful places on earth. And all I could think about was how far behind I was. Behind what? Behind whom? The race is a fiction, but it's a fiction we've built our entire civilization around. We measure our lives in milestones, graduation, promotion, marriage, children, retirement, as if life were a video game with levels to complete, as if there's some cosmic scoreboard keeping track, and at the end someone tallies it up and tells you whether you won or lost. But here's the thing about milestones. They're stones. They're markers. They're not the path itself. You can spend your whole life running from stone to stone, touching each one like a checkpoint, and never once actually feel the ground beneath your feet. Let me tell you about a river I once followed in northern India. I was walking the old pilgrimage routes, the ones that wind through the foothills of the Himalayas. This particular river, I never learned its name, started as a trickle from a glacier, barely enough to wet your hand. I followed it for days, watched it grow, gather tributaries, become something powerful, and the whole time it was moving toward the ocean, hundreds of miles away, but moving, always moving. Now, here's the question that stopped me in my tracks one evening. Sitting by that river as the sun set, was the river trying to reach the ocean? Was it striving? Was it anxious about whether it would make it? Of course not. The river was simply being a river, moving as rivers move, And here's the part that matters. The water in that river was already ocean water. It had evaporated from the ocean, fallen as rain, and was now flowing back. It was never separate from the ocean. It was always part of the same system, the same cycle. The river wasn't going to the ocean. It was the ocean in motion. You see where I'm going with this? We think we're moving toward life, toward happiness, toward enlightenment, toward some future version of ourselves that's finally complete, finally worthy, finally arrived. But you're not moving toward life. You are life in motion. You're not becoming yourself. You are yourself becoming. The distinction seems small. It's not. When you think you're moving towards something, you're always lacking it. You're always incomplete. You're always not quite there yet. Your present moment becomes just a stepping stone to a future moment that will supposedly be better, more real, more valid. But when you understand that you are the movement itself, everything changes. You're not trying to reach the ocean, you're already water. You're already part of the vast interconnected flow of existence. You always have been. I've met a lot of people in my travels who've arrived. Successful people, enlightened people, or so they claimed. People who'd reached their goals, checked all the boxes, stood at the summit of whatever mountain they'd been climbing. And you know what's strange? Most of them looked a little lost. Because here's what nobody tells you about arrival. When you get there, wherever there is, you're still you. You're still here. You're still in this moment, with all its complexity and ambiguity and uncertainty. The promotion doesn't fundamentally change your relationship with existence. The enlightenment experience fades. The wedding day ends, and then there's just Tuesday. Arrival is a myth we tell ourselves to make the present moment tolerable. It's hard now, but when I get there, then I'll be happy. Then I'll be at peace. But peace isn't a place. Happiness isn't a destination. They're qualities of how you move, not where you're going. I'm reminded of a story. I think it's Zen, but honestly, these stories all blur together after a while. A student asks the master, "When will I be enlightened?" And the master says, "When you stop asking that question." The student thinks this is a riddle. It's not. It's completely literal. Enlightenment, if such a thing exists, isn't something you achieve. It's something you realize you already are. Once you stop looking for it somewhere else, you are not the racer desperately trying to reach the finish line. You are the road. You are the race itself. You are the movement, the journey, the process. And the beautiful, terrifying thing about being the road is this. There is no finish line. There's just more road, more movement, more becoming. And that's not a tragedy. That's liberation. So what does this mean, practically? How do you live when you understand that you're not going anywhere, that you're already here, that you are the journey? It means you start paying attention to how you walk, not where you're walking to. It means the quality of this moment matters more than the promise of the next one. It means you stop deferring your life. Stop saying, "I'll be happy when," or "I'll start living once." Because this, right now, whatever's happening, this is your life. This is the only life you get. Not the imagined future version. This one. The one you're living right now, in this moment. I'm not saying don't have goals. I'm not saying don't plan or work toward things. Rivers have direction. They flow downhill. But they don't agonize over it. They don't hate themselves for not being the ocean yet. They simply flow. When I walk now, and I still walk, probably always will, I try to feel each step, not in some mystical, transcendent way. Just feel it, the weight shifting, the ground meeting my foot, the small adjustment of balance, because that step isn't taking me to my life. That step is my life. You are not walking toward yourself, you are walking as yourself. You're not becoming who you're meant to be. You are who you are, and who you are is always changing, always moving, always becoming something new. The road doesn't end. It just continues, winding through landscapes you can't predict, toward horizons you'll never quite reach. And that's perfect. That's exactly as it should be. I'm 58 years old. I've walked through dozens of countries. I've published books, given talks, met remarkable people. I've had moments of profound insight and long stretches of profound confusion. And I still don't know where I'm going. But I'm starting to understand that that's not a problem to solve. It's the nature of being alive. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a process to be lived. You are not incomplete. You are ongoing. You are not the racer, anxiously watching the track ahead, terrified of falling behind. You are the road itself, solid, present, here. The river doesn't worry about the ocean. It simply flows, and in flowing, it already is the ocean. The water was never separate. It was always part of the same vast system, moving, cycling, returning. You are not separate from life. You are not moving toward it. You are it. Every breath, every step, every moment of confusion and clarity and boredom and wonder, this is it. This is the thing you've been searching for. Not somewhere else, not in the future, not after you've achieved or accomplished or become. Here, now, in the walking itself. So stop racing, stop chasing, stop trying to arrive. Just walk, just be, just flow. You are not the racer, you are the road. And the road goes on, beautifully, endlessly, exactly as it should. Thank you for walking with me.